when we set up that.
It's not set up yet?
Oh, what guys?
Oh my gosh.
What
Should we introduce ourselves?
Hello. Welcome to Round Robin Radio. I'm Jessica.
I guess that name doesn't really fit anymore because we're not like switching off anymore. So the name doesn't fit as much.
What?
Sorry for interrupting.
I'm Ari.
I'm Matthew.
I'm Lisbeth.
I'm Ryder. Any of our loyal listeners would probably remember us from last semester because the five of us were some of the people that probably talked the most last semester.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's good to be back though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what topics do we have prepared for this fine afternoon?
I have a few things. Oh my. I guess the first thing, because it's topical. I wrote it down here as AI shenanigans. That means like artificial intelligence getting up to no good. That's pretty much the jumping off point. I don't know. It's been like a topic and like a point of contention for like a bunch of different industries, and a lot of lazy artists are also getting mad, which I find hilarious because I have one person I commissioned that hasn't answered me. I hope they get fired. No offense, but like, respond, please. I'm not gonna ping you like every day for like an update on $5 drawing, I guess. But
what do you think about it? Like, do you think it's a good idea to have AI or not?
I think it's inevitable. I think people smarter than me keep saying that like oh, it's gonna be like. It's going to, like, the time is coming to where, like, we won't be able to tell what's AI or not.
No.
But, like, I go to YouTube and I this morning, I usually listen to, like, music.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking up, like, because we have, like, Overwatch practice today. I was looking at Overwatch AI covers of stuff like Party in the USA and the cheerleader song. I don't know if it's called Cheerleader, but it's Doom singing Cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
I find amusement in it, and I think it's funny. But like, I think it can be dangerous, I guess. But like, I don't know. I'm not smart enough to say anything about like, oh, am I gonna see like a deep fake of Joe Biden Joseph R. Biden doing things that are not safe for even talk show radio? Yeah, can't say the K word. I guess I don't know.
More on that on YouTube. You can say whatever you want.
Oh, killing a child. Killing a child. That's what I was going to say. But, like, yeah, if stuff like that pops up, I guess it would be, like, kind of scary, but at the same time, I feel like people are just going to revert back to, writing letters and, like, doing more stuff that's, like, analog. Like, so many more meetings won't take place over, like technology-dependent, like, circumstances, like what's AI gonna do if I go to my boss in person and tell him I'm probably gonna quit or something? It's. I feel like it's gonna open up a lot of opportunities to go back to some more like hands-on traditional type stuff. Any thoughts? Anyone?
I just find the whole AI discussion at this point really annoying. Because I think being part of the art community, like drawing and whatever, especially in like high school, like all you do is like go online and read stuff and like participate in just nonsense conversation, right? Like at this point in time, I'm just tired of the whole like the AI is gonna like take this job, it's gonna take over the creative field. It's not going to, and it can't, because at the end of the day, like, that's the whole thing with, like, oh, automation and robots are going to take our manual labor jobs. We have so many manual labor jobs, and, like, even, like, a labor shortage at this point because we don't have enough people. So even if AI does get good, it's going to be, like, I kind of just like where we are right now, where it's, like, you look up and you see, like, the Joe Biden Minecraft gamer videos. those like weird AI covers of your favorite YouTubers singing some ridiculous song.
Yeah.
Like, I like it being the butt of jokes.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think people have a lot of fun with it too. Did you want to jump in
Oh.
and say anything?
You can go. It's your topic, after all.
I know there's a YouTuber that I used to watch more often because he did like medieval like swords and shields and like practicality and stuff, and he's like really into AI. Like strangely, like he's hopping on any website he can to defend and talk about it. He's like, yo, I actually did something like worthwhile, but like he does a thing where he like types words into like a filter or an AI generator, and he like tweaks it all day or like for a couple of hours. Not all day because that's bizarre, but he does it for like a couple of hours. And while I can see like why people are upset with him because it's like you didn't really draw, like, you didn't do this or that, I think it's kind of like it's kind of because we just came from digital production class. Some of the, I guess, purpose of producers and executive boards when they're making like big movies and big TV shows is like, oh, we're gonna put X amount of money out there for our Star Wars tentpole big cash grab movie, and we're supposed to be like, hey, here's like vagary principles that we want on our project, and you're supposed to like find a director that does something that's like close enough to it to where you can be like, okay, I'm satisfied with this. That's like hit or miss, I guess. That's why like the difference between like an executive producer and a director and a writer sometimes can be like really like nonsensical. Like if I write something and the director directs it in a way that technically is everything that I wrote on the paper but looks so like bizarre and look weird and unnecessary that I end up watching Rebel Moon or something, and like it's kind of like, I don't know, that's kind of how I see like people sitting in their computer rooms like typing prompts into a chat, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a weird comparison, but I think it's like somewhat accurate though. I don't know.
I think I see the analogy, especially with like franchise movies, like Marvel movies. Like the director, they don't do anything.
Mhm.
The executives be like, okay, you're gonna have this and you have this, and the action scenes are already pre-vised, and we have a writer to write a movie around it. Like the director's not doing anything on those movies. They're just there, I guess. They're hitting play on the camera.
I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about them. I find them a little bit weird. Especially how, I mean, I don't really use Snapchat. I only have it for like old memories. But when I saw that they added like an AI feature, like conversation, I found it so weird. I don't know. It just didn't seem right. It didn't sit right to me. But I mean, sometimes like if you need like a second opinion or like a question that can't be answered when you search it up on Google, I often use Chat GPT to answer those questions for me. And sometimes they do become a little bit more clear than what I look into on Google. So it's like I'm 50-50. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
You know what? That actually reminds me, like the Snapchat thing that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I think the worst thing of all to come out of the whole AI thing is the like AI generated dating apps.
Oh my god, that would be so weird.
They make images, they talk to you, like next thing you know, they're probably gonna be calling you.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's creepy.
I did see something about that today on my feed. It was like, oh, there's like an account on, I guess, Instagram that does like, he does AI Sonic voice over things. It's like, oh, Sonic says this. He's talking about like politics, and then he goes, also, if you're like, talking to AI dating, dating simulators, I think the next thing you can do in life is like figure out the secret formula for the Krabby Patty or something. Weirdo. Like it's so like, Sonic was right. That is a little weird to be like, oh, I'm just gonna go and talk to my like virtual.
My robot GF.
Yeah. Getting advice about one type of AI from like another type of AI.
it's I don't know. That's the type of stuff that I like to consume in my off time, I guess. Just weird stuff.
Yeah, you were saying like asking ChatGPT questions. It's funny because anytime I've done that, it has never come close to answering the question that I've asked it.
Really?
And then you'll be like, elaborate, and it'll start short circuiting. It'll be like,
I have to be very specific with what I'm asking, because if you just ask like I guess like a random question, it will not give you like the answer that you want. So like I have to be very specific, detailed questions so I can get the correct answer that I want, or I guess like the answer that I actually want to hear, or maybe that like I'm right or not.
Can't you like do like pretty complicated math pretty easily with AI, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that like one of the
Isn't that just called like a calculator?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like still, like, believe it or not, people don't know how to use calculators, and they go to ChatGPT for math.
That's sad.
That's really funny.
I never thought about
Tech bros are so funny because they'll be like, oh my god, like AI is gonna take over the world, and then they post a screenshot, and it's like, say you're gonna take over the world, and AI says, I'm gonna take over the world, and they're like, dude, computers are getting out of hand.
It's good stuff, man. I really like the tech bros. They make life a lot easier. I feel like for all
So
of us.
stupid.
Yeah.
So funny.
I think we also mentioned this in the past, where some jobs have AI to go over their resumes,
Mhm.
people's resumes. I think.
Yes.
What do y'all think about that?
I think it's good because I used to work in a space where I was looking over people's resumes, and I'll look at my friends' resumes too. And they're just no one taught anyone how to write resumes. Everyone's got an opinion, and at least the robot knows correct font types.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just because I mean, like either way, when you're applying for a job, they run it through a system anyways. So it's like the same thing. If you get ChatGPT to check it, then it's kind of like you're getting like a pre-trial for what your resume is automatically going to go through when you apply. So
Yeah.
I think that's fine too. I just would say don't trust it to write your essays because
Oh,
you're not going to get a good grade. Trust me.
oh, no.
Trust me.
So you're gonna go.
I work in the writing center. That's why.
Oh, well, you're popping yourself up. This is a disingenuous argument because you work at the writing center. So you're like, don't go to AI, come to me.
Well, yeah. I mean, don't come specifically to me. We have a bunch of great tutors. Little plug there.
Nice.
But yeah, no. No, it's kind of like a piece of advice. Like, don't.
I wasn't being serious. I was giving you a hard time.
From another college student to another college student listening, possibly.
Have students like gone to the writing lab with like AI written essays before?
I personally don't know that,
Probably.
but
That would be great.
I believe that some people have used ChatGPT to do math, and it's been not the greatest. I'm not a math tutor, but we have math tutors, so I believe that that's been a thing, and possibly, I'm not 100% sure, but don't do that either.
Okay.
Just go to the writing center if you need to, UNT Dallas students, or wherever you are.
Yeah. I've never done it. I think I've had people talk to me about it. And it's like,
Didn't someone ask us last semester
about
if we'd done it?
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
It's like I don't get it. Like
Yeah.
like the point of like math classes, I feel like the ones that I've been in, like most of all of them, it's about like it's less about like the end result, more about like how you get there and stuff.
Mhm.
Which I feel like is that, I mean, that's just school in general. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't at least try and fail. If you don't try and you don't fail and you use ChatGPT, I mean that's not really cool in my eyes. But if you like try and fail and you hop on a website and you do the math for you, I mean at least you're like you're getting there. I guess I feel like you're doing something, but like it's kind of not really. It's the opposite of like what being a student is if you just go and do something like that. I feel like I don't know about the writing stuff. I don't know how. I feel like I'm built different. I guess I like writing.
Yeah.
I really like writing. I like seeing other people's writing, even if it's good or bad. I like looking at the bad stuff a lot actually because it's like I have fun with not making fun of them, but kind of like poking fun of what they do.
You should work at the writing center.
No, not for like how much do you get paid? Like 13?
We will not disclose.
Oh.
13.
not enough.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I don't know. It comes from a place of like genuine, I guess. What's the word? Like curiosity, I think.
Mhm.
And like you can write things in so many different ways that are more than just like an explanatory essay. Like I enjoy watching and reading and listening to people talk about the process of writing like a poem. What are the poems called? The haikus
Oh,
and stuff. Like that's a different style of writing that I will probably never be able to perfectly be comfortable with saying, oh, I'm good at this. But like it's whatever, I guess. Yeah, but I'm rambling about like writing. So. Speaking of writing,
What is a
what do
segue?
I have
Plus
in
in
here?
the sticky note.
It says Star Wars, but
Oh,
it says
wicked.
Star Wars and the death throes of like various like entertainment industries because I know for me and Ryder, we have a project in digital production that I guess asks us to look at inspirations and stuff, and one thing led to another, and I guess we landed on the topic of like a video game that's coming out that people are hating because of the writing of it. Like there's a trend, I guess, in like bigger budget, like more popular IPs that like I think it's a symptom of like a larger disease in the like I guess industries or like business in general. Like there's a team that starts a project and it's really good and a lot of people like it. So many people like it that they end up working on the project, and then the older people cycle out, and it's kind of like a parody of what it used to be, and people don't like that. And I hear a lot of terms like gatekeeping and like purity and like I guess well written stuff. It's interesting because it's a lot of things, but like the example that I guess we were looking at specifically was the Suicide Squad game called Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League, in which the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League, and people didn't like that because like a certain character who's been like established for like I think the Arkham games
Kind of
is what he
2009.
comes from. Yeah, he's been like the Batman of the Arkham games for a very long time, and he's gone through a very like long list of things, including mind control like 17 times
Yeah.
in the games, and like every time like he overcomes it, and he learns the value of not succumbing to like fear or paranoia or some person's like fear toxin juice stuff. But in this new game, he's mind controlled again. And he dies because he couldn't overcome it
it's
this
like
time.
unceremoniously shot in the head.
Unceremoniously, yeah. And people have a huge problem with the way the game just treats its story that they've laid out for like 10 years. And a lot of people don't know that like it's not the same people working on it. And I feel like that's something that people need to start recognizing.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to just like put the controller down, go do your taxes, be with your family. If you were like 17 when the first game came out, which a lot of people were, you're probably like 40 like right now. And it's kind of like it's bizarre and it's like interesting to see because that's gonna be us if you've ever like had like an interest or something and you like stay with your passions throughout the years. And I feel like a lot of people can dress it up a lot of ways, like, hey, I'm so passionate about this, I love this, I'm gonna do this until the day I die. And then like younger people start taking over your I guess intellectual properties, and it's kind of hard to recognize when you're the old man at the door. You know what I mean? Like, oh, these young people don't know what they're. Yeah, it's like grow up, I guess.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah, I mean, but there's something interesting about new creatives coming in, like especially on like because I've been reading a lot of comics lately, and my comic books writers are constantly cycling out, and new people are coming in, and there is something interesting about getting new people's perspective and like trying new things. And then you talk about like Star Wars. Star Wars has completely stopped trying to come up with new ideas.
Yeah.
I'm I know I don't read a lot of recent comics, but I know they're supposedly in a pretty bad state.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that the whole concept of the comic book industry is really, it's hilarious because they used to sell comics for like a nickel, and you can go up to them and take one off the stand and buy it for like even $1 or whatever. I don't know. But now it's like it's all online. we were looking at a website that you probably shouldn't use if you want to support comic creators, but every single comic you can think of, from Marvel, DC, Image, and other like third party, like less popular, like comic book, I guess publishers, they're all there. You don't have to pay a dime, like anything at all. It's kind of sad, but it's kind of like, if you look at some of the stuff they're publishing, it's like, I would never pay for this, even if, like, I don't know, it's really bad. It's really bad.
Yeah, like we're specifically like Spider-Man is kind of, ever since 2006 or whatever the year that comic book came out, they're constantly just retreading the same thing, and that's why the new Spider-Man book that came out last month is so popular. I guess it came out this month. It's so popular because they're finally like taking a step forward and trying something new.
Yeah, you can't keep them 16 forever.
Yeah.
You can't always be like, oh man, my bills and stuff. Like you gotta.
She's gotta bite the bullet at some point.
She's gotta bite the bullet. People have to age, and you have to advance their stories and stuff, which is, it's like a double-edged sword. But I guess that's a topic for another time. Any thoughts? I guess I don't know.
I just think we're getting to a point in time where everyone's starting to realize that the media that we've been consuming for like 10, 20, even 50 years is kind of stagnating, because we're not getting anything new within those specific like franchises. But at the same time, it's also kind of killing the new stuff we are creating. Like,
That's true.
Like, reminds me, Disney bought, what was it, Blue Sky or DreamWorks from Fox, one of those two. I can't remember which one. I think it was Blue Sky. Shut down the studio, got rid of all of their properties. There's even like that one movie, Nimona, that got picked up by Netflix, and Netflix put it out. But also, Netflix kills like everything it touches. So we're getting to a point where I feel like it's mostly like big corporations' faults, especially like Disney. But kind of that grasp that they have on everything, I feel like is starting to slip away. Like, they're the reason why copyright protection is such a long period of time, and they just lost rights to, what was it, Steamboat Willie?
And older versions of Mickey Mouse, I guess.
And another law that they wanted put in place to extend that got shot down. So I'm hoping that, like, with this kind of stagnation, that a lot of those larger companies that kind of own everything take a big hit. Like the Adam Sandler movie that like beat out Disney's Wish or whatever. Like, it's kind of silly and it's not that great, but it kind of just shows where we are, that something that's kind of like mediocre beats out like these big companies. We just need more people taking risks and getting funding for that, especially.
Also, please stop making horror movies out of Disney movies that aren't Disney anymore.
It's like
please
the lamest
stop.
trend.
Please. You're ruining our childhood, and just, they're not good.
I don't mind it, because what if a really good one comes out? I don't like the movies. I like the games, because at least the games are kind of like,
that's different.
You get to experience the like, just the suckiness of it.
Yes, I guess for humor reasons then.
The movies though, I haven't seen any of those, but I've heard about them.
I've seen trailers and it was bad.
And they're cheap to make. And people watch them.
A lot of money
people watch them.
Or relatively, you know.
Because
most, Disney movies are upwards of like $90 million.
More than that.
It's like, that sounds like a lot of money, but that's not even a lot of money like nowadays to make a movie that you'll see in commercials and stuff. Like for like big IPs. But something like I think Shin Godzilla made a lot of money because it only cost $10 million to make, and it made like 200 million. I don't even know if that's the number, but that's a good number because the
relative to the budget.
But if if Warner Brothers, I'm apologizing, we can curse, but if Warner Brothers made because they're gonna make a new one again, like the Godzilla versus King Kong.
Comes out in like 2 months.
They're making a new one. It's probably gonna cost like most likely.
$2 trillion.
Yeah, it's like $200 million movie. So if they made like the same amount of money, it'd be like a huge failure because they like spending money. It's tax write off, I guess.
Yeah.
Money laundering scheme.
Y'all think that there's any point in like these recreations of like the same old stuff? Because that's all we see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like no added value.
I think like it's I think you're right when you say like, oh, you know, some people at some point you have to make something new, but the point of like stories and archetypes are that they are so like resonant and they are done so well that like even if you make say another Superman movie or another Batman movie or another Spider-Man or Winnie the Pooh movie, like as long as it's like done well, I feel like people will like cling to that. I think people just want to be told good stories. Like I don't think people necessarily consciously care about I think it's like a subconscious thing, I guess. Like because comic book medium kind of proved it a little bit, even though it's kind of failing now. Like people will buy comic books about Spider-Man and Batman for the next 300 years, I feel like, because they like the stories being told with the characters and that they're written, you know, towards one end of the spectrum of being good or bad. But like, I feel like you can keep going with the same characters and properties in theory for a very long time.
But
I
should
think.
you?
If you're doing it right, if
Yeah.
you're doing it right, I feel like you can. I don't think you should. Well, I don't know.
I think there's some value in some. I don't know. I'm not thinking like Dune, because
Yeah.
Dune is like a book that
Yeah.
people really, really like, and then they made a movie that people didn't really like, and the director hates. But then they made a new movie, and that one is more, you know. So it's kind of a new thing because it's, you know, adapting a book that if you're not a middle-aged nerdy white guy, you probably didn't read.
Yeah.
And then there's a movie that people didn't really like, and so like there's value in retreading on stuff. I think sometimes if you do it right.
Retreading is the. I don't know.
Yeah, that
if it's the
might
wrong
be the
word.
wrong word, but
I think of it the same way I think of like the Lord of the Rings trilogy. That's really good.
Mhm.
They've tried to do stuff like it,
it's not
and it's
gone well.
failed
Yeah.
pretty miserably.
That is a great example of like one of those things that at least I haven't seen anything major out of that IP since like obviously those movies, right? I don't even know if I was alive when those movies came out or not. But like I personally believe everything should have a stopping point.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
it's okay to bring stuff back up, but for it to be like ongoing forever and ever, that's like a I don't know why I can't remember the word for it, but those sentences that never stop.
Run-on sentences.
Run-on sentences.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's like a run-on sentence, and at one point it's just like, okay, when are we gonna like breathe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a big problem with comic books specifically, that they're designed to just literally go on forever and come out every single month.
But we see that with like adult entertainment media, for example. Like there's Bob's Burgers, The Simpsons, Rick and Morty. I didn't even know that it's on like season 8 or 9 or
Yeah.
something.
Bob's Burgers is on like 12 or something. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I can't even.
The Simpsons. What season are they on? Like 20 or
Like
something?
50,
30?
53.
It's been on for so long. I don't know when.
It is.
Yeah.
It's still on.
And you can see them like degrade over time. It even like SpongeBob. SpongeBob is a great
Mhm.
example.
Yeah.
Because people care significantly less about children's media and the consistencies in it. You can see it go from like something you can look at to like, oh my gosh, there's so many colors. What are we
Yeah.
doing?
The most like popular SpongeBob thing now is the AI rapping videos of the
Yeah.
Bikini Bottom crew. It's like shooting, you know, bad guys and, you know, dropping bars and stuff. I like them. And I'll be honest, I haven't, you know, watched SpongeBob like that when I was younger, but I care about the AI rap stuff because it's cool to me. It's really funny.
I was very invested in SpongeBob as a kid, and not gonna lie, as like an 18, 19, 20-year-old age range. So like to see like how it went, like I pretty much saw like the downfall, and I was like, this is what kids are invested in now. This is kind of sad. So it's like I can see that it is like going downhill. And like yeah, the only thing that is like good about SpongeBob now is like hearing Plankton like sing like middle hardcore music. That's like classic now. But yeah, I've seen like the downfall. So yeah, I couldn't tell you anything about SpongeBob these days, but back when it was poppin', yeah, it's just crazy to see that difference. No shade to SpongeBob, just saying, do better. I don't know. There's room for improvement.
Kind of reminds me of like One Piece. That anime is still ongoing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so long, and they're making a second anime
Yeah.
because the other one's taking so long. And it's just not only the fact that that's happening is wild, but it's also those are the pieces of media that we as people gravitate towards. Like when you think of the most popular stuff, both like here and overseas, like I am going to use anime as an example. You hear One Piece, Naruto, Demon Slayer. I'm sure that's going to be so many seasons eventually. Like people, I think as a whole, just really like these never-ending franchises as much as we also dislike them.
Yeah.
Well, One Piece is like starting to wrap up. I think I don't read it, but
I thought they were producing new like manga chapters, or was that?
yeah, they're still
Yeah.
the manga's still ongoing. But I think he's like
What?
starting to wrap it up. It's like
Why? Have they not found the One Piece?
I mean, I guess
Is it
not.
just
It's
One Piece?
they're on a chapter like 1040 or something, which is like insane. But at least there is an end in sight. Like
Theoretically, I guess.
I think it's gonna end within like the next 5 years or something, and then the anime is gonna go on for however long. Because
Both of them.
It's
yeah,
awful. I mean, that sounds miserable.
yeah, shonen anime in general just kind of stinks.
Yeah, it's a little goofy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really have much. That was. I can just start talking about random stuff.
I mean, what were you talking about? I got one more thing on relatively on topic. When you're talking about like franchises going on so long, sometimes you got to just cut off and be like, well, the stuff that I used to like or stuff that I do like is still there. I just got to ignore like Star Wars. I've broken the chains of watching this new Star Wars stuff that comes out.
I'll probably
just watch
still
the
watch it, but like, you know how you used to have cable television and like stuff used to be on.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm doing the dishes or something. Yeah, that's probably gonna be like what Star Wars is to me now. I'll take like passing interest in it if it's on a TV. That's it. That's it. I don't really care about what happens to like the Skywalkers or the Palpatines anymore.
Yeah.
It's really silly.
I don't think that we're gonna go back to like cable.
No, that's a.
'Cause
People say like, oh, my internet package costs as much as like my cable. It's because you're not spending your money the right way. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to pay for every single like subscription just to see every single show. Because odds are they're gonna be like shopped around, or you're gonna find it on one of your streaming sites that you stopped paying for a month ago or something like that. It's
Yeah, and like
Turned off.
speaking of
It's crazy.
streaming, like cable, like I would say is kind of going downhill. I would say a little bit, just because so many people are streaming now and have streaming services. Max is very popular right now, and honestly, I don't even have cable. I have YouTube TV, and the only thing that I use from a cable network is my Wi-Fi. So that's what we kept when we cut off our cable. We just kept the Wi-Fi. So it's like that's like I would say the biggest thing right now is just streaming. And so yeah, I feel like cable is sadly going downhill a little bit.
Sadly. What's sad about it?
I say sadly for the
Rip
people
Bozo.
that for the cable companies. That's what's sad.
Oh no.
do you think we're
When we think of the cable companies.
What?
like with losing cable? Is there anything that like comes with losing that?
I mean, if we lose it correctly, no.
I
We
mean,
will
there's,
lose nothing.
there's a lot of shows that are switching onto streaming platforms, and then I think streaming platforms are only going to grow as far as like there's going to be more that come out, and like it's just going to be the thing. And I feel like cable is probably going to be like what like regular TV is that what I could call it from like when we were kids. Like that's like I think what cable was going to turn into is, oh, remember that?
Yeah.
That's just kind of sad though, because it's kind of nostalgic. But yeah, I think streaming is only just going to grow and grow. There's going to be way more in the future platforms, and shows are just going to switch onto there. Even like nostalgic shows, they already are. But yeah, maybe even networks like coming out with their own stream. Like for instance, Disney came out with its own. Paramount Plus. I think there's another one that I'm not thinking of.
Peacock.
Yeah. So yeah, they're coming out with their own streaming services. So I think we, for the most part, be good.
Yeah, but I think we're kind of getting to the point where they're gonna start merging again.
The bubble's gonna pop.
Exactly. Like, because obviously, like, no one is actually going to pay for, like, let's say Nickelodeon makes a streaming service, Cartoon Network makes a streaming service. Like, no one's going to pay for those individually.
Yeah.
So that's because like Paramount is like it's like Nickelodeon, and then all the movies that they own, and then HBO is Warner Brothers, which is everything.
Yeah.
It's like I think they're going to start combining again because like HBO already did that. They already combined with Discovery.
Isn't HBO doesn't HBO own Hulu or something like that? I don't know why.
I think Disney owns Hulu.
Yeah.
So I know in Canada, I don't think either they don't have Hulu in Canada or like Hulu is on Disney Plus in Canada.
Okay.
So like Disney Plus is just everything that's on Disney Plus and everything that's on Hulu.
Because I swear I used to use Max, and I found some of my Hulu shows on Max. So like on Hulu, you can stream TV shows with Max or something.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Do they own maybe it's like a 50-50?
It depends. I feel like it depends on the type of like the show.
Yeah, like some stuff will be on multiple things because like Cartoon Network stuff is Warner Bros, which is Max. So all the Cartoon Network stuff is on HBO. But then some of the Cartoon Network stuff is also on Hulu because Hulu has some kind of deal. They have like every show that's currently on. So like regular show is on like HBO and it's on Hulu.
Yeah, because I think I heard, I don't know where, but I heard that the Kardashians is on Disney Plus, and I was like, what the heck? That is so weird. That's the Kardashians and Disney. That's just doesn't mix well.
Are they on Hulu originally?
I think it's probably from Hulu.
Yeah, because I know that I think they have like a bundle with Disney Plus, Hulu, and I think
ESPN.
ESPN. I didn't get it, but like on Hulu, there's like some things like Glee. It's on Hulu, but it's also on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
there's like a few things that are like on each other.
I mean, everything is licensed. Well, some stuff is licensed individually. So, yeah, I don't think we're super far from like you're talking about the bundle with Disney Plus and Hulu and ESPN. I don't think we're super far from that just becoming one thing.
Yeah, that's how I bought my first because I was watching Disney Plus for like The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
I was still in that Star Wars thing, I guess.
Yeah, back when Star Wars.
And so I was like, I use Hulu sometimes, and ESPN Plus.
There's some stuff on there.
Yeah, there is. So that's the bundle I got, and then I stopped it when I was like, yeah, they're just gonna keep raising the price, and it's not worth it. So, yeah. Yeah,
I canceled my Disney Plus because they raised the price. But then I realized that they took Daredevil off Netflix and it's on Disney Plus. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta buy Disney Plus again.
Or some people like to not, buy any of it.
I mean, I would love to buy
Seven Seas.
I would love to buy Daredevil on Blu-ray, but
I would too.
Since it's a Netflix show, the third season never got a Blu-ray. So
really,
yeah, there's only a Blu-ray for the first 2 seasons. So I didn't want to buy Disney Plus, but I was like, if I want to watch the show the whole way through, that's the only option.
Well, they're gonna butcher your boy.
Yeah.
Soon.
Oh yeah.
They are.
I do feel like that's kind of a loss, though, not being able to own the shows you like to watch because stuff moves from these streaming services so often.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I really wanted to watch a specific show, but it wasn't available online or on any streaming services somehow. I don't know how I couldn't find one of. No, I checked those websites. So I ended up having to buy a multi-region player because I had to get a copy from a different country.
Wow.
so I couldn't play it on my normal one.
Mm.
And I feel like and that was years ago. It's just going to get harder and harder to get the shows you want and be able to really hold on to them. Because especially like we were talking about companies merging, we're going to lose a lot of stuff that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like tinfoil hat stuff, but I feel like people are gonna start learning how to, if they keep making them, like burn stuff on CDs again, like
Yes.
standing at the not like how it used to be, like you stand at the corner store of the gas station. There's some guy with like, yo, I got the Transformers, Avengers Fallen, I got fucking, I got this, I got that. My dad used to buy those, and like. Not a bad experience, honestly. If it wasn't like really bootlegged, then it was kind of fun to watch the the movies on some CD with black permanent marker on it.
Yeah.
Telling me
So it's like Transformers spelled incorrectly.
And you gotta hope it isn't like some other movie that he just mixed up for some reason.
Yeah.
I feel like that's gonna start coming back, but like obviously like the way like I guess the vehicle that they're gonna use to sell like CDs, like burned CDs, is gonna be different. I'm just, I know like Best Buy and like places that usually sell like DVDs are starting to not do that now.
Yeah, Best Buy is like not selling Blu-rays anymore, which is crazy because they always have really good sales.
Yeah,
so my friend has like a huge, like several hundred movies, and he gets a lot of his from Best Buy.
I might start doing that now that they're like going out of business, sort of. It's kind of sad because it's like it is like radio. I like listening to music on my phone and stuff, but sometimes when I'm in a car and they have a CD player, the CD sounds better than like my phone streaming quality for some godforsaken reason. I don't get it. I think it's something to do with like it's some technical reason, but
they just save money doing lower quality streaming.
That sucks. So why'd you do that to me?
I think it's probably because it's like a tiny radio wave and it's like transferring like that as opposed to it being like inside directly reading it. Probably.
I guess.
I don't know what else it could be.
I would assume that like you would just have to deal with higher like download speeds or streaming.
Yeah.
Streaming speeds, but it's never as good as like a CD in a car.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
I feel like CDs will become popular again though because look at vinyl. Vinyl is like huge, like amongst the like I guess Gen Z now, just because it's considered vintage, right? So I feel like CDs might become like the vinyl in like maybe like 20 years. So I mean like most of us like grew up with CDs, like our parents listening to CDs in the car. So it's kind of like, it's like nostalgic for us. Like we grew up with that, but in like 20 years, it's not gonna, I would say it's not gonna be like, well, it wouldn't be nostalgic for like the upcoming generations. So I feel like CDs might make a comeback at one point. Or, I mean, they're still around, but I feel like they're going to be like more popular. They might become like vinyl today.
Maybe. Thinking about like vinyl and vintage and retro stuff though, what always bums me out, especially like when I'm out driving my car, I'll just think about, I wish I lived kind of like in an era where there was a lot more like color around, because whenever you see like vintage or retro, like retro clothing item, vintage game, vintage car or whatever, it's always so colorful and kind of like wild looking, and it's just unfortunate because I think it's charming. Like,
yeah, this is kind of a psychotic example, but like you see that in like I watch a lot of basketball. The design of the jerseys it's gone downhill because I have one jersey that I wear a lot. It's a Raptors jersey and it has a giant picture of a dinosaur on it. There are no NBA jerseys with
dinosaur.
Dribbling a basketball. There are no NBA jerseys of dinosaurs dribbling basketballs anymore.
Not anymore. No.
And we need more of that.
Exactly.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I don't like all this minimalist stuff so much anymore.
I think some of it's neat. Like you can do it correctly.
Yeah, but like I would like a horse on the Mavericks jersey again. That'd be really cool.
Yeah,
like a proper horse.
Yeah, like I have a lot of basketball jerseys. All of the ones I have are from like the 90s or the early 2000s.
Yeah, I'd like to get the stuff from like the 90s and beyond, but like the concept of going back in time, I'd probably pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not many places I can go. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Kind of funny. I have to wear a hood and like, I don't know, a place with a lot of sunlight.
Yeah.
Cover up.
Everything's very neutral these days and simplistic, I would say.
I
Very neat looking. Yeah. But it's the time we're living in now, I guess.
Unfortunately, I hope in like the next 20 years things start to be a lot more colorful again, because like the building we're currently in, I think the most colorful thing I can see is the stairs, and they're just like a chill yellow color.
They're gonna change it. I feel like they're just gonna paint over it one day. I
Painted
feel like
what
that's a
color?
mistake. I don't know.
No,
It seems so out of place.
that's our school colors though.
Yellow?
Yellow.
Yeah,
That's
green,
lame.
blue,
My
yellow,
friend goes to
blue,
UNT,
green, everything.
and maybe I'll give some credit to UNT because their credit is green. There is an insane amount of green
There
at that
is.
campus.
There's
Yeah,
a place.
There is.
I don't know.
Most green.
Isn't it?
Yes.
There's a
Green
place where they like
machines.
play music and stuff, and it's like I don't know what it's called, but I toured there one time, but it was really cool because it was like a bunch of stuff hanging from the ceiling and shit.
Mhm.
That scared me.
Really?
So I was there with my friends once. I got lost, and when I was there were like kids trying to take the stuff off the ceiling, like reach
Oh.
out and grab it. I'm like,
Oh my god, when my friend was moving in, I obviously wasn't there, but he told the story. When he was moving into his dorm his first semester, there were people at like the 4th floor of the dorm, and they were asking his parents, like, should we jump? And his parents were like, no.
Did they jump?
I don't think I think they would have shattered, their legs would turn to dust.
They
if
solved that
didn't.
problem here pretty quick. They locked up the 4th floors,
They
of
did,
both
yeah.
buildings.
I don't know
Kind of sad.
why they put that there
Why
and
he
then
jumped?
took
Somebody
it away.
Rumor
Did
is somebody. Yeah.
Did?
Yeah, someone did jump in. That's why
Oh.
they have it locked up.
Jesus
I-
Christ.
Weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought someone wanted to.
yeah. I never.
Did it actually go?
Did
That's
I don't
that's
know.
the thing. Well, I know
There's some deep lore at this campus that
lore
I'm
for me-
unfamiliar with.
from my perspective was that somebody jumped. I never found out if they survived. Clearly,
Jesus.
they probably would not have survived depending on how they landed. But
Wait,
I feel like that's something that I need to find out. You know what I
when
mean?
did they jump? When?
It was
Yeah.
it was like 20 something, 20 like closer to 10 years ago. I feel like.
But
Yeah.
also, like,
10 years, yeah,
you
10
can
years.
just get up on the roof. Like, I've seen people do it before in the other
Well-
buildings.
Oh, I
Not
have.
saying you should, but, like, they need to do something.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, the only way that we could go out there is like if a police officer is there with us.
Yeah.
Because
What are they good? Sorry,
well
I was gonna say like if
Well,
you
the-
really
the-
wanted to do that.
well no not I'm saying like because like we wanted to film
It's like-
up there for a scene for a production film, but there weren't any cops available
yeah.
to assist us. So, because we were asking the cleaning lady, and she said that we have to contact like the police department for them to be there to open it and like actually be there to film what we were gonna film. But it just never happened. But that's what they told us. But I mean, I don't know. I've not like put a net or something, so we could at least go out there.
Most
Oh,
useful.
like-
Like those like
like a hockey net where it's like pin on the sides and you can.
or yeah like
Kind of
some
like a top golf type thing.
Talking
Yeah,
about like the
those are-
Chinese
yeah.
suicide nets. Jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
I mean, that would help. And it'd look kind of cool, I guess. Cooler than.
Yeah, we have the suicide nets outside our school. Yeah, no one tried to jump. We
It's so
probably.
fun.
it's an idea. I'm not saying shit. But
Yeah.
it's like at least so we can kind of like use that space.
Yeah.
Cause it's nice. Like right now, like the weather is good.
Yeah. Plus, we don't have that many study areas on campus. It seems like we do, but we really don't.
Mhm.
So it
Yeah.
would be nice to have that accessible.
There is that place in the back of the library with all of those like swivelly chair desks.
Yeah.
Those are cool, but also looking at them makes me claustrophobic.
They're really small.
They
Like I'm not a large person, but like they're
Oh, the little like cubicles in the library.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
really
They're really small because I'm pretty tall.
Yeah, and we filmed there for like one of our
Yeah.
things.
They're, if I were like any taller, it would not be comfortable. But
Yeah. They're so well constructed that like I guess for privacy reasons I assume. But like sometimes I would go there, or I don't really go there anymore to use that. But like a reason why is because I'd be like looking, I'd like turn the corner and someone's just studying. My face is just there, like trying to check if like there's a free seat.
yeah.
It's so awkward. I didn't again. So
That's exactly how it is. Or like the study rooms too, like the private ones you can close. I feel like they're never available.
yeah,
Like,
there's
ever.
always some guy
Yeah.
taking a nap in there.
Oh
or
yeah.
something.
Which is why
I
we
respect
need
it.
like a
I respect it.
stateroom.
Yeah.
I've
A lot
never
of them
done
are
that
restricted now too.
Are you
Yeah.
sure you have done it before?
I've done it plenty times actually. You have to get here early enough. Yeah.
You were saying that.
Oh, I was just saying that some of them are pretty restricted now. Like the ones
Yeah.
along here. I know that the ones right here are restricted for COMM students,
Yes.
but I think the ones over there are restricted for testing. So now they didn't used to be, but I think I've seen signs that said for testing or something like that. So they're locked. So again, like Liz was saying, it would be good to like.
Have you been in any of them before? Like these?
They're so
Some of them
gross.
are not for. Like I feel like most, like pretty much all of them are kind of not. Like, if you wanted a place to privately take a test, sure. But if you were to look in that room and go, "Oh, is this a room for testing?"
Yeah.
I would probably not say yes. I'd probably just say this is just a study room. So it's kind of weird that
Yeah.
they did that.
Yeah. Unless
Greedy bastards.
it was just for that time that I was around walking there. But they're very simplistic. The ones that are reserved for like comm students though, those are pretty nice. They're the soundproof ones, those are really, really nice, I would say. I used to go in there pretty often for like Zoom classes, and yeah, you cannot hear anything from outside. They're really good.
It's also
I like
a good
those.
place to nap. I like napping sometimes, a lot, or more often than a lot. Yeah. I don't know.
We need a nap room or something.
Yes.
Because especially with it being a commuter campus, there's plenty of people who have like a 9 a.m. class and then one at like 5 p.m.
Mhm.
A lot more people than I thought drive here, and their commute is really long.
I mean, they have.
And at that point, it's kind of like go to another.
yeah.
I don't know.
But this,
Maybe it's a pretty affordable campus.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's a pretty strong incentive, but yeah, like sometimes an hour and a half. Like whoa,
Driving an hour and a half.
yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's something you do.
Maybe circumstance
Yeah,
like they
yeah.
change when they go from sophomore to junior or whatever. But
maybe they were expecting like a dorm,
Yeah.
and then they didn't get one.
yeah,
I was surprised to learn that we even had dorms when I went here, because I like walked around. I don't think I even did like an official tour. I think I just like walked around here before I went. I decided to come here. I was like, oh, it's like 3 buildings, all right. And then I learned there were dorms. I was like, who the hell is living here? Like, why would you? I mean, I'm sure there are circumstances where you would want to live here, but like, there's nothing to do. Like,
Yeah, I had heard that there was dorm when I first enrolled here,
Yeah.
and I was like, where are they though?
Yeah, I was
and
like,
I was like, I've
really?
been in each building. What's going on? And then like I finally noticed there was another building behind this one. I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I think that's it. And then I
Yeah.
see students walking back there. I'm like, okay, I think that's the dorm.
Yeah.
But it's pretty small.
It is.
I've never been inside, but
I've never
yeah,
been
it
inside
looks
either.
pretty small.
It's like a closet.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a walk-in closet. That's your bedroom.
yeah,
Oh,
Damn, like a prison. Like
Yes.
Yeah,
a full twin bed or something, or twin full.
No, it's just a twin.
It's just
bed.
the twin?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, but you
Wow.
can fit 2 people in it.
hmm.
Jesus. Yeah, my friend at UNT lived in the dorms, and he had like a room way smaller than this for 2 people.
Really?
And I was like, damn.
Oh, wow, that sucks.
Like
Yeah.
smaller.
Smaller than this room, yes,
Oh,
for 2 people.
this room. Okay.
Oh, I thought you meant like this dorm.
No, I don't know how big. I've never been in there. That building, to me, that building does not exist.
Yeah.
I forget
Good.
sometimes that it's
It's
there.
pretty small.
Yeah.
You say good.
Yeah, good. It's like not a fun place to hang out.
Yeah, it's small when you're in your room, and when you step out of your room, it's also like really, it's kind of cramped, you know.
And all the big spaces are dirty.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's.
Mm.
But we
Not gonna
love
point
UNT
any fingers.
Dallas, though. Still.
No, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
school is great. I just wouldn't want to live here.
Please.
We still love it here.
I like
I
it.
do.
I like it.
I enjoy
It's
the
good
school.
enough. Yeah.
As long, like I said, as long as I'm not living here, I think it's great.
I feel like a lot of people, because I in high school, I went to get on a plane to go places across the country and stuff, and I went to Dartmouth for a summer, and I haven't spoken about it for like a while because I used to talk about it all the time. It was really annoying to be around me. I'll be honest, like I used to, because it was a really good experience. Like Dartmouth is the Ivy League school up there in Maine,
Yeah.
ish. And it's really
Talk about it in
nice. Like,
Superbad.
Huh?
I just know the movie from. I know it's school from Superbad.
Really?
They talk about it in Superbad.
oh, okay. Well, it's a really nice campus. It's like when you think of like whenever you're like in 9th grade, 10th grade, and you think of college and you haven't done your research yet, you think of like Dartmouth because it's like it's a college town and it's a lot of beautiful scenery and mountains and the weather is really nice. Like in the summer, it was like a high was 80,
Oh.
like 80-ish, you know what I mean? Like 80, 85. And it was like really, you know, you can wear shorts and you know, chill and play frisbee and the big field in the middle of campus and there's the clock tower and stuff. And I feel like spending a summer there kind of like psyched me out of trying to go to bigger campuses because I was done. I was like, yeah, this is a cool experience, but like the people are, I don't know. I guess these people aren't really my type of, you know,
Crowd.
people. Not my type of crowd. But I almost met Harrison Ford. Apparently,
Wow.
allegedly,
Oh.
there's a record shop with like posters and vinyls and you know like vintage like stuff like that. And we go in there and we're like, oh, we're from Texas. And they're like, oh, we're from Texas. Okay, cool. And then he's like, oh, did you know like Harrison Ford's son like goes here or applied here or something? I was like,
Wow.
oh, okay. I didn't care. And he said, oh yeah, his dad was here. I was like, huh? Like, wow, that's cool. Thanks for telling me that information. I don't feel bad at all. But like, they have their own movie theater, ice cream shop, and stuff. And
Wow.
like, if you guys were to like, yeah, I guess spend a day there or like a week there, you'd be like, kind of. I feel like you guys would be kind of disappointed in this campus. You know, no offense, it's like an Ivy League school. To any UNT Dallas, all zero of them people listening, but it's like it's a huge step up in like facilities and you know culture and infrastructure, like by a lot. It's really fun, but I wouldn't spend 4 years there.
Yeah, I think I kind of feel the same. Because I've been to, like UNT hanging out with my friend, and like it's crazy how big that campus
Yeah.
is. Like,
Yeah.
damn. Like he has to take the bus just to get from like his apartment to get there. See, he doesn't know how to drive, so. But I don't think it would even be worth having a car on that campus because I drove down there once or like up. I don't know where it is relative to here, but I drove there because he had a thing. He had like a music thing that I wanted to go to because I'm a supportive friend. And like trying to park was awful because like I try to park at the music building and it's like you have to pay and like I don't really want to pay to park. And after driving around for like 20 minutes, we found a restaurant with free parking and I just parked there and then had to walk like 15 minutes to the music building. So yeah, big campuses are. I mean, maybe I'm just not the type of guy that would enjoy it. I'm sure a lot of people
Have
would.
you guys ever like been at a crosswalk where you can actually like it's a 4-way stop and you can actually cross like diagonally? No, no, they have that there in Dartmouth, and it's like normal culture. Like, I remember the first time I went there, I was like, oh, you know, I'm just gonna stop here. I need to be like on the other corner,
Mhm.
and I would go, you know,
Like
one
a-
corner to the next, or like I would go in a straight line. And people would be looking at me like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Or like, "What the heck are you doing?" But
That
like,
sounds like a problem.
it's not like it depends on like the culture of the area, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you see like the videos of people in Japan or wherever they are, they're just like walking in the middle of traffic and cars just don't hit them because they don't have intrusive thoughts or something. They don't have
Because
bad
Japan
days
is
over
a
there.
utopia. Japan is perfect. I love Japan.
You get sentenced to death real quick over there. Yeah.
New York too.
Oh, I don't.
To death?
You can get close to death, yes.
Oh no, I meant
Oh.
like in Japan.
Okay.
Like a crime.
They
Okay, I thought you were
sentence
talking
people
about-
to death a lot more willingly than we do.
For
Surprisingly.
Oh well, yeah, that.
well,
yeah.
for what?
Tomfoolery, I guess.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
general shenanigans.
Like, I feel like, do you know the influencer guy that got in trouble over there, Johnny Somali? Do you know who that is?
Like vaguely.
He's a nuisance. He was a public menace, and he was very close to getting killed by the Japanese government because
Wow.
he was being annoying to people.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
They let him off.
Wait, you can just
Dang it.
sue someone for being a public nuisance.
Damn, we gotta bring that
They're
over
really
here.
serious about it. I don't know.
We just gotta instate that law over here.
Prankster YouTubers.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy. No, I thought you were talking about like almost getting hit.
No.
Because I was like, yeah, in New York, yeah, you can
Oh,
get
yeah.
close to death there for sure.
Oh, yeah,
and
hey,
they do not care.
You could like speed run death in New York probably pretty quickly.
Just what is the thing in New York? They're really goofy, really weird people sometimes. Like you can just, I know. I almost saw my friend get killed in Philadelphia. That was funny because he was a Cowboys fan.
Oh,
And
okay.
we
Yeah.
went to go visit
Oh.
Valley Forge for another trip, and we're going to like a museum. Philadelphian fucking security guard, 6'4" or something like that. His 5'6" Cowboys like shirt under the hoodie. Like he takes the hoodie off because they're doing their security thing, and he's like chirping at the security guard, and I'm like, bro, you're gonna get smacked up. And I don't know. It was his birthday yesterday, actually. Or 2 days ago. So
Oh.
Wow. Happy birthday.
yeah, Caleb, happy birthday.
Yeah, no, they do.
Glad you
take that-
survived your encounter in Philadelphia.
Yeah, they do take that seriously up there. Even in New York, you wear a Cowboys anything, you're gonna get talked about. But I mean,
Yeah, sports fandom is so weird, man. Like I'm really into sports. Like really into
Not that into sports. though.
Yeah,
Not
like I'm not
in a gang for the
yeah,
yeah,
like whenever, because I go to like Mavs games a lot. I went to a Mavs game last night. Like if there's someone wearing the other team's gear, sometimes people will be pretty nasty towards them. It's so lame. Like we're watching a game, guys. I think baseball has the nastiest fandom.
really?
Yes, maybe it's just the Astros because I have family in Houston. We've been to some Astros games.
Oh, I believe
Baseball fandom are just like
They're really annoying.
they're just annoying. Like
I went to a Rangers game. They won me over eventually because we were getting our ass whooped. But like it's a lot of like Astros fans because they either move here or they come to see the Astros play all the way from Houston for some reason. But like there's a lot of them there, and they're always chirping. I guess now it'd be different because the Rangers won a World Series.
well, I think it's because
Wow.
baseball there's so much downtime. You gotta keep yourself entertained, I guess. Which I guess there isn't as much anymore because they have the pitch clock. But yeah, like I think baseball fandom they might not be the most like hostile, but they're just annoying. And then basketball can be like that too. I mean, every
I like
sports
fight
fan.
fans.
Yeah,
They're
I
really
would say football. Has
Football, they're the nastiest.
nasty, yeah, like
What about
very.
soccer? No.
I don't watch soccer.
Yeah, I don't watch soccer, but like I know people that do, and they're not that bad. I would say.
Maybe on the other side of the world they get, because that's like the only sport over there. They don't have anything else. That's all they got, unfortunately.
I say I like fight fans because they're like. I think a commentator got in trouble because he called them the lowest common denominator. I was like, yeah, that's kind of messed up. But you're watching people in underwear beat each other up.
Yeah.
Like UFC stuff.
Yeah,
They're so stupid. They're so stupid. I love them so much.
it is fun to watch though.
The president of the UFC, his name is Dana White. We talked about him beating his wife in class the other day, but he
Beating his wife.
yeah.
Oh, what?
He's,
I said that so casually. I was like,
Well,
did I hear it correctly?
I guess it was. don't know if I say that. I was gonna say it's casual for him, but like he was caught on camera like slapping his wife in a nightclub or something. There's a lot of like questions as to why they, the whole scenario is like set up. But like I like the fans because every time he goes to like a press conference or something, or like he does like a live, there's people on his live saying, "I'm gonna oil you up, Dana. I'm gonna oil you up." And like normally, if you were like Adam Silver, he probably just wouldn't even care.
Well, Adam Silver's a lizard. He's not a human.
He's a wizard. He looks like him. But he like reads them out and he's like, "Oil me up. What the fuck?" Like, like he does that every time. Like he feeds into like the silliness of the MMA fan base, and that's really fun to see.
Isn't the UFC like the scummiest organization? Like, don't they not get paid anything for
They get
those?
paid like beginners or like new people who aren't like mega stars. They get paid like 40 to show,
Jesus.
40,000.
Yeah, yeah.
Not even like 20 to show and 20 to win, with the off chance of getting a performance bonus of $50,000, which used to be $70,000.
Oh, wow.
They lowered it for some reason, but yeah,
Yeah, like the 20 to show. Obviously, that's a lot of money, but like the UFC generates a lot of money.
they do.
Also,
Right?
that's an extremely dangerous sport. Like 20,000 to suffer grievous injury.
I feel like that's a lot. A lot of that stuff is overblown because I've been watching it for a long time, and it's less so of like, oh, you're getting into a fight, you might snap your arm off, and more like these people are just like hugging each other against the fence for like.
Yeah, you watch it more than me, so you could talk about it better than me.
Like there's probably like a compilation of people getting injured and stuff, but like even then, like they I'm not gonna be a simp for the UFC. They're kind of scummy, but like they cover their like athletes like travel, staying, and like medical bills after the fight. Not like long term stuff, but like if you get your arm snapped in a ring or something, they're gonna pay for you to like recover, which is kind of cool. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you would hope that they would. Yeah.
But I think most of the money, if I were to like steel man an argument as to like why they're keeping so much money, it's probably just to expand the sport because it's relatively new because they started in like the early 2000s, like late 90s.
Yeah.
And like the first event was like some big.
It's like a 400-pound guy fighting like me.
No weight classes, no uniform. There's a guy in a gi showing up to fight like a sumo wrestler in like shorts.
We should bring that back. We need that. It's like Deadliest Warrior. Remember that show? There's like a pirate fighting a gladiator.
Yeah, it was really wild. But like, I feel like the more they like expand, the more they're gonna need more money to build stuff.
Yeah.
Like institutions and I guess gyms and stuff in other countries, which is cool. But like, it does suck that if
they could be paying them more.
if I put on a war with like some dude, and I'm like it's my first fight, I get like a performance bonus and a pat on the back from Dana White instead of like money. So
Yeah.
it kind of sucks.
Yeah, I feel like that's just the case with everything, though. Like,
Yeah.
big media companies or like the UFC or wherever, like they should all be paying their people more.
Yeah.
Like teachers or whatever, you can argue like, oh, the rest of that money is probably going to something.
Yeah,
like
but
it should
but
be.
it's not.
Probably wasted.
But a lot of it ends up in the top people's pockets. Like definitely, just everywhere.
Yeah. Republicans are so funny. They're like, we care about the. They're like, we care about.
Damn, we almost went a whole show.
Yeah. They're like, we care about the kids. Let's put $2 billion in the military budget instead of funding schools.
Yeah.
You don't understand.
Yeah, we need it, bro. We need it. We need it.
Money.
Bro, we need another $6 billion tank, bro. I promise we need it.
He's like, maybe a current career path would be like, working for Lockheed Martin or something. They get paid a lot.
Yeah, my friend, he's like an engineering major, did like an internship with them. He got like a lot of money, so I'm like, I'm not gonna pocket watch. I'm glad he got his
Did
money.
he get to drop any bombs?
I'm not sure if he constructed any warheads, so it may or may not be used.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of
Obviously.
people do go into engineering though, which is funny. I saw
Yeah,
this
it's
meme.
a lot of money.
You said what?
You get a lot of money for it.
Yeah, and I saw a meme, like literally like 2 days ago, and it said, "What do engineers even do? I don't even know what they do." And then someone replied to that in the meme and said, "My dad's an engineer, He goes to work and then just comes home. I don't know. It's like, well, no, I'm
That's
like,
cool.
honestly, that is true though. Like, what exactly do engineers do? I have a cousin who is engineer major, and I'm like, what exactly do you want to do with that? And he's like, I don't know. I just know that there's money there.
Yeah,
And
you
I'm
make
like,
money.
but really though, what? I know there's different kinds, but I think
There's like electrical engineers, mechanical engineers. So, probably something with machinery, electricity.
I'm sure there are
It's
jobs
just
that like
efficiency. Like that's their job. Just make it efficient. Have this.
what is that
thing.
even like practically like day to day? What does that look like?
I don't know. Like you.
They go to work,
A lot.
Yeah.
Say, make this
Look at
better.
them little spreadsheets.
clocking at the
Or they
office.
just fix stuff, right?
fix stuff.
I think they just like fix,
Yeah, they like make
Yeah.
stuff.
because I know of someone that's an engineer and they go like out of town, and
They come back.
and they come back and they're like, what are they doing? But I am like, whatever he be posting, I just assume that they just like go and they like look over the problem and they fix it, and then they come back to you.
Their toolbox.
That's what I'm assuming that they do. I have no idea what they do.
Anyone who's an engineer,
Yeah,
please tell
please
us.
someone tell us what do
If
you
you're
do?
listening
We are
to
not
this
throwing shade. We
most
just really
likely-
want to know.
on your job because we don't know that you guys do anything.
I've seen no proof that they've done anything.
We just
You're
really
right.
want to know what you do that gets you that
Like you said,
money.
they go in with the toolbox and they come out. The door closes and they come out.
That's so funny. Hopefully they do stuff.
I'm sure they do. Surely.
Like, what's their like description? Like, what do they do?
Yeah, like what's their day to day? They clock in
Yeah.
at the office and they come
And
home.
they come
What's
back.
happening in between there?
Well, I guess we're gonna end on that mystery. I don't know. We're ending the stream.
Yeah.
I don't know. there's
We're
no-
ending
there's no
today's
one-
show with a question. Please,
Yes.
any viewers who may see this, call in. What do engineers do?
Leave a comment on
Please let us
the
know.
video because I might look at it later and laugh at myself.
Genuinely want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you end it? Is it over?
it's over. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.